we are giving away a social media calendar just for attendees for today. Free social media content calendar for February, or at least for 1 month, no? So this is parang a calendar that will help tayong mga social media users to create content easily. Sa background. Magandang umaga po sa inyo lahat. And welcome to our first ever webinar series ngayong taong 2021. My name is Aris Aquino and I am your host for today's webinar. Kamusta po kayo? Mukhang naka-vacation mode pa rin tayong lahat na. This is the first month of 2021 and I hope you are all doing great. And for our today's episode, we will be discussing about social media strategies. Again, my name is Aris Aquino and welcome to today's webinar episode. So, kamustahin ko lang kayong mga nasa Zoom. Hello, Patricia. Hello, Joy. Hello, Gab. Hello, Jared. Hello, Anton. And also, kamusta sa ating mga nasa Facebook Live? We're actually live also on Facebook. Sige, let me just share my screens to keep the ball rolling, ika nga. Hold on, let me share my screen. Ayan, so welcome guys to Sulong Negosyo web series for small business owners. Dahil dito ang MSMEs ang Bida. Sulong Negosyo is Boost MNL's advocacy project focusing on supporting and empowering our fellow startups and small business owners via knowledge sharings and business matchings. Ayan. So, shout out. Nagawa ko na yan kanina. So, hello sa ating mga taga-Facebook viewers, sa ating mga Zoom participants. Kamusta kayo dyan? And meron na nga nag-chat na to. Hello Patricia. How are you? Hope you are doing great. And sana mga nakapag-breakfast na kayo. And maglalunch rin naman tayo in a little while. Alright? So, just a little announcement for you guys. Don't forget to follow our social media pages on Facebook. This is actually our Facebook group, guys, for small business owners. That's at Sulong Negosyo PH. So don't forget to follow that. And also, we are Sulong or Boost MNL Tech. This is for the company naman. Follow us on Instagram, on Facebook pages as well. And if you would like to check also our previous episodes, our previous webinar episodes, just head over to our YouTube page. That's Boost MNL, at Boost MNL. And also, if you have a LinkedIn profile, follow us at LinkedIn at Boost MNL also. If you would like to get more tips on, networking, on building and improving your businesses. Ayan, so we also have that in our LinkedIn pages. All right. And para sa atin namang mga merchants, kung hindi pa kayo nakapag GCash, if your business is not yet on GCash, make sure to enroll now and enjoy the benefits of having your own GCash merchant account at no cost while enjoying exclusive deals. So, i-GCash muna ang negosyo mo, and if you have any questions about GCash or how to enroll your business merchant account sa inyong GCash, just email support at boostmnl.com for details, right? And this is just for our bellhop application. We're looking for property managers and their tenant service providers. So get exclusive. Hindi pala nagpi-play. Hold on. Let me just, para nasa presentation mode tayo, para mag-play yung mga video. Sayang naman. Hold on. There you go. Is it presenting? Not yet. Ayan. Ayaw din mag-play. Ayan, for property managers and their tenant service providers, get exclusive free access to bellhop for the entire duration of the pilot program. So be an innovator. Your feedback will impact the evolution of the system and its usage, and receive real-time and exclusive deals from accredited service providers and hyper-targeted customers with exclusive deals and promos, and get exclusive bellhop deals after the program. So if you would like to be part of our testing group of or our beta users, please email support at boostmnl.com for details. So ito po ay para sa aming simple lang naman yung aming bellhop application, mobile application na i-release soon. So we're actually looking for our test partners, ika nga. So if you have a business or if you would like to use it for your building or for your rentals or for your tenants, or if you're a business yourself, you can actually register and be part of our testing group. All right? And watch out for our next episode. Upcoming episode, it's all about video editing. So it's how to create engaging videos to stand out this 2021. So this is our 9th episode for the whole series, but our second for this year. It's about creating engaging videos to stand out this 2021. Ang pangalan po ng ating episode na yun at Shoot Ko To. Diba? This will be on tentatively on February 5, 2021. Friday also, 10 a.m. And that will be facilitated by yours truly. And of course, we will be having a special guest. I hope na magtuturo sa atin kung paano mag-create ng mga engaging videos na yan. All right? And now, ayan, it's loading. Ayan, and today's episode, just like I mentioned a while ago, it's ang social media strategies for small business owners. So, it's actually a very good topic, especially ngayong start ng 2021. No? We need to reevaluate kung ano man ang naging performance ng ating social media pages or kung ating mga objectives, kung nakatie up ba siya sa ating mga goals. So I hope this episode will help you evaluate your previous performance and of course plan what you have in mind for 2021. All right? So it's all about social media strategy. Ano nga bang ibig sabihin ng social media strategy? Ayan, so just for us to be in one page, a social media strategy is a summary of everything you plan to do and hope to achieve on social media. Now, it guides your actions and lets you know whether you're succeeding or failing. Now, what we will be presenting to you today is actually just a generic or a blueprint, a master plan for all your social media strategies. Why? Because there's no such thing as a one-size-fits-all social media strategy. Dahil sabi ko nga kanina, kung ano man ang goal mo, then definitely that would be personal or that would be individual or that would be reflective of your goals and aspirations as a business. So kung ano man po ang inyong social media strategy would be dependent sa inyong performance, sa inyong circumstance, ika nga. Now, kung ano man po ipapakita natin din, like I mentioned, it will be a strategy for everyone. So you can just follow it. And later on, as we will be discussing the topics, maiintindihan niyo po kung ano ibig kong sabihin. Now, there's also a social media strategy na specific sa, aside from the specific sa goal, meron din po siyang specific sa platform na ginagamit mo. Say, for example, you have a social media strategy for Facebook and you also have a social media strategy for Instagram, for YouTube or Twitter. That could also be very specific. So yun pong ibig sabihin ng social media strategy. Now, it's a high-level plan. It's not really a very detailed plan, but you will see kung ano yung patutunguhan from start to finish with your social media strategy. And even sa marketing world, even sa advertising, even sa social media marketing, social media strategy and social media planning, medyo nagiging interchangeable na siya. Depende na rin sa kung gaano ka-specific at kung gaano ka-detailed yung ating mga plan. Alright? So, ayan, like I mentioned, it's all about social media strategy for today. And this is the bird's eye view of what we will be discussing today. Now, build your brand is actually just a precursor of the social media strategy. I will be explaining to you later on bakit siya naka-blue rin. Now, second would be setting your goals. Third would be know your audience. Fourth would be identify social media platform. Fifth is create engaging content. Sixth is organize schedule for posting, and lastly, analyze your results. All right. So ito yung high level overview of what we will be discussing today, of what social media strategy or what a generic social media strategy looks like. So ito po ang ating discussion for today. Okay, so we will now be discussing yung requirement bago tayo gumawa ng social media strategy. And ito nga, sabi nga, build your brand before anything else. And just as you remember, this is also the first topic that we had sa ating webinar series kasi napaka-importante po ng branding. Bakit po? Kasi ito po yung foundation. Ito po yung ika nga is fundamental sa inyong product dahil your brand represents what you sell. It represents your identity. So imagine mo na lang paano mo maibebenta ang iyong produkto kung hindi ka solid or kung hindi mo alam kung ano exactly yung branding mo. Now, what is brand? Now, it's actually the persona that reflects your personal values and your professional skills. Now, we could also be discussing about personal branding, meaning yung mga kung ang brand mo mismo ay yung sarili mo, if your product or your service is personal, is what you're trying to sell. And also, the content you create, share, or react to feeds into this public narrative. So, importante yan. Dapat yung branding mo, along with your logo, your company name, your brand name, your colors, your text, your font, your tone when you do posting sa social media, dapat coherent yan and cohesive. So dapat iisa lang yung story na kumbaga na kinukwento mo. So, for example, this guy, di ba? Parang ito, he has yung wearing a glass and smiling like that. Parang he seems professional and friendly. So that's the brand or persona that he's trying to achieve. We're now also try to remember kung paano ang persona or branding naman ng Apple. Di ba? Apple is known for being sophisticated and elegant, although medyo mahal yung sabi nga nila because that's the brand that they're trying to achieve. Now also Starbucks, di ba? That's also a brand, a top of mind brand, no? That's a quality and consistent brand. Kasi when you talk about Starbucks, ano bang iniisip natin when you talk about Starbucks? It's also quality, socialization, bonding. Unfortunately, dahil sa pandemic, hindi natin masyadong nagagamit o nakakapunta sa Starbucks. Alam ko, nami-miss na rin ng Starbucks. Diba? So yeah. So again, make sure before you jump into creating a social media strategy for your brand, make sure that you know your brand. Alam mo kung sino ka at alam mo kung sino ang customer mo at alam mo kung para saan ang product mo. Ayan. So make sure that before you build your social media strategy, build your brand before anything else. All right? And again, guys, if you have any questions or violent reactions or concerns, or kung di kayo nag-agree sa sinasabi ko, or kung nag-agree man kayo sa sinasabi ko, or kung meron kayong gustong batiin, just make sure that you type your comments sa ating Facebook page or sa ating Facebook video na naka-streaming ngayon ng live, and also sa ating Zoom, we also have our chat functionality there. All right? So muli, good morning sa inyong lahat, sa ating mga nag-a-attend. Yan, unti-unti na rin tayo uling dumadami. All right? So moving on. So after you build your brand, the next step is, of course, setting your goals. Now, especially, napaka-importante nitong topic na to for this year, right? Because this is the start of a new year. And of course, maganda ito for us to identify kung ano man ang performance natin from last year and kung ano man ang goal natin this year. Ang goal ba natin is tutuloy ba natin kung ano yung naging strategy natin from last year? Babaguhin ba natin to? Or mayroon ba tayong mga iti-tweak, ika nga? Or we'll have a complete 180 or 360 ika nga na babaguhin natin sa ating mga goals and objectives. Now ito, I guess you're familiar with this one, no? When you set your goals, make sure that they're SMART. Ibig sabihin ng SMART, specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound. Ibig sabihin nito, specific, dapat sobrang detalyado or sobrang specific kung ano yung gusto mong ma-achieve. Say, for instance, kung nagda-diet ka, di ba? Gusto mong pumayat, that's a specific goal. Now, measurable, ibig sabihin, gusto kong pumayat and mag-lose ng 5 pounds. Tapos, attainable. Anong ibig sabihin attainable? Ma-achieve mo ba yung attainable? O attainable? Ma-achieve mo ba yung goal mo? in a short span of time, sabihin natin. Now, is it relevant? Relevant ba yan sa goal mo? Yung pagpapapayat ba? Or kung ano man ang goal mo, sabihin natin, overall, sabihin natin, a self-improvement goal for year. Ang pagpapapayat ba? Is it part of your goal? And then time-bound, say, for instance, for 2 weeks or 1 month, I will lose 5 pounds. So that's actually how smart goals or how you create smart goals. Ika nga. All right. So good morning kay Katrina Morales. And good morning everyone. So good morning sa inyong lahat. And of course, when you set your goals for social media, make sure that it's aligned with your business goals. Later on, I will be showing an example kung ano yung mga business goals natin for ourselves, for our brands. And yun lang, make sure na kung ano man ang inyong magiging social media strategy is actually part of your business goals. Say for instance, if you are a new business, ibig sabihin nakakabago mo pa lang na business and you're totally unknown. So ano ang business goal mo? Ang business goal mo is makilala ka or makilala yung brand mo. So dapat whatever social media strategy you have should be aligned with your business goals. So dapat ang iyong social media strategy is more on awareness na makikilala yung brand mo. Say for instance naman, you are an existing business, meron ka ng awareness, ang gusto mo na lang is magkaroon ka ng mga super fans or ng mga solid followers sa iyong social media. Ang business goal mo, that's your business goal. So ang social media strategy na tatay up mo dyan would be creating engagement. Dapat, when you do social media posting, dapat maraming nagla-like, maraming nagko-komento. So yun ang social media goal mo for that. So dapat naka-tie up yun. And lastly, ang goal mo dapat should be audience-centered. Ano pong ibig sabihin nito? Dapat yung goal mo, aside from being, of course, mindful of your business goals, dapat nakasentro rin to dun sa mga customers mo, sa kliyente mo. Bakit? Kasi importante na isipin mo dahil yung audience mo, sila yung magbibigay ng pera sa'yo, di ba? Sa business mo, sila yung lifeline mo, ika nga. So, whatever goals you have in mind should be focused on your audience. Not just on yourself or your business or your brand, but also it should be tied up with your audience, rather. All right? So again, when you set your goals for this year, make them smart, specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound. And of course, align them with your business goals. And lastly, should be audience-centered. All right? And then for our next page, this is example pa rin sa ating mga setting ng goals, no? If you're actually creating ads sa Facebook or sa Instagram or any social media ad, ito yung mga types ng social media goals na tinatawag. Now, first one is increased brand awareness. Ang goal mo ba, tulad nga ng sinabi ko, if you're a new business, you're trying to set up your brand pa lang or your foothold sa industry, of course, ang goal mo is to increase brand awareness para makilala ka, para dumami yung mga customers mo, ika nga. Now, another goal or social media goal is drive traffic to your website. Ibig sabihin, if you're a blogger or if you have a YouTube page or if you have a Facebook page, then one goal that you could have sa iyong social media is to drive traffic to your website. Another social media goal is to generate new leads. Anong ibig sabihin nito? New leads yan. Ito yung mga prospects mo, ito yung mga posible mong bentahan, ika nga. Now, ito yung mga leads na to, ito yung mga tao na posibleng maging customer mo in the future, sila yung mga bebentahan mo, sila yung mga interesado. So, that's another social media goal na tinatawag. You can also have grow revenue by increasing signups or sales. That's also a social media goal. And then also boost brand engagement. To we mentioned a while ago kanina, di ba? About engagement, whether you have the number of followers and then these followers ba, are they engaging, are they following you, are they very interactive? You can also think about that, boost brand engagement. Also, another social media goal is build the community around your business. Now, usually, ito, for example, ang Boost Manila or Boost MNL is our company name in our Facebook page, but we have created a community surrounding this page, which is the Sulong Negosyo group, Facebook group. So yan, pag-create ka naman ng community sa business sa mga Facebook group na tinatawag. So that's also a social media goal. Now also, provide social customer service. Now, that's another goal for social media. If you will have another channel for people to reach out to you via Messenger ba to, via WhatsApp, via Viber, via Facebook, kung ano man ang iyong customer service or additional social customer service channel, you can also do that as part of your social media goal. And also increase mentions in the press. Again, this is a higher level na, no? More on kung kilala na talaga yung brand mo. If you would like to just check whether pinag-uusapan ba yung brand mo, whether good or bad publicity. Ayan, you can also do that through social media. And of course, lastly, listen to conversations about your brand. This is social listening. Ganun din, no? We're not just talking about your mentions, but also when people talk about your brand, when people talk about your product, your services, this social listening na tinatawag, there are actually tools in the market available to that for this specific goal. So there you have it, guys. Ito yung mga social media goals na tinatawag. So just a step back, no? You have your business goal, alam mo kung nasang stage ka na ng yung business, and then you compare kung ano nga ba yung goal mo for this year. Mag-increase ka ba ng awareness? Gusto mo ba na maraming tao na pumunta sa website mo? Gusto mo bang maraming bagong leads? Gusto mo bang tumaas ang benta mo? Gusto mo ba ng magkaroon ng maraming ng mentions or ng publicity or gumawa ng Facebook groups? Depending on your goals, depending on your business goal, dapat naka-tie up ang inyong social media goal. All right? So, for our next page, this is actually an example of how you will be tying up your business objective and social media goal. Ayan. So medyo maitatahi na natin kung ano ba yung ibig sabihin ng business objective sa social media goal. So make sure that your again, your business goal or your social media goal is actually tied up with your business objective. Say for instance, like I mentioned a while ago, kung ikaw ay bagong business or practical unknown, since kaka-start mo pa lang ng business, no, ang goal mo and ang business objective, sabi sa'yo ng boss mo, no, okay, we need to grow the brand. So, ibig sabihin nun, ang goal mo for your social media is you need to create awareness. So, dapat ipapakilala mo na kung ano yung brand mo. So, ang metrics nito, ito yung mga parang mga measurement, no? Remember a while ago about your SMART goals. Specific, measurable dapat. So, your metrics is actually the way you can measure your goal. So, paano ba natin ma-measure ang awareness? This could be in terms of followers or this could be in terms of shares. So, ibig sabihin, kapag marami nagpa-follow, kapag marami nag-share, yan ang goal mo for awareness. Now, kung paano siya gagawin natin specific, paano natin siyang gagawing smart. Sabihin natin, ang goal mo as a new business by the end of Q1 or March 2021, dapat meron ka ng 1,000 followers sa iyong social media pages. Is it specific? Yes, dahil gusto mo ng 1,000 ng followers sa iyong social media page. And measurable? Yes. Ibig sabihin, in 3 months time and as a specific number of shares yung goal mo or followers mo, which is 1,000. Now, attainable? Well, yeah, for 3 quarters, I'm thinking whether you do it for Facebook or organic posting or gumamit ka man ng paid ad, I think you can definitely achieve yung 1,000 followers in 3 months. Is it realistic? It's realistic. And time-bound. Yeah, time-bound siya kasi nakalagay 3 months. So, that's how you build your goal. Dapat smart, specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time-bound. Alright? So, another business objective, sabi ng iyong brand, no? So, dapat yung mga customers natin, maging yung mga followers natin, maging fans natin, mga super fans or mga sobrang mga advocates natin. So, ang social media goal mo naman dyan would be engagement. Ibig sabihin nito, your audience would be interacting with your content, di ba? Parang, sige fine, ibig sabihin natin, on your first quarter, you have built 1,000 followers, which is good. Na-achieve mo na yung gusto mo mangyari. People are aware of your brand. Now, ang goal mo naman ngayon, itong 1,000 followers na to, mag-engage sa mga pinoposts mo. So, ano ang measurement nito? Dapat may mga nagko-comment, dapat may mga nagla-like, may mga nagme-mention ng iyong mga pinopost or ng iyong ng iyong mga social media accounts. So ito yung engagement na tinatawag natin. Now, sabihin natin, yung the audience, your target audience is aware na of what your brand is, and they're actually very engaged. Now, ang concern mo naman ngayon, ang goal mo naman ngayon is to ensure that itong mga engaged fans mo or advocates mo, maging ano naman sila, maging leads or and sales. Ibig sabihin nito, mga customers mo na sila. Ibig sabihin, bibili na sila sa'yo, di ba? So, ibig sabihin nito, after mo silang ligawan, after mo silang ibigay or mga values na i-provide sa kanila ng iyong products and services, ngayon dapat ma-promote mo na yung business mo sa kanila and make sure na dapat bibili na sila kung ano yung product or service na binibigay mo. Now, ang measurement nito would be website clicks, email sign-ups, or mismo yung sila na mismo or pwedeng mag-message sila sa iyo na interested sila. And another metric for this is, of course, tataas na yung sales mo rather sa iyong social media, di ba? Or at least yung mga binebenta mo, may evidence na tumataas yung sales mo through your social media contents. And after awareness, engagement, and conversion, of course, kung customer mo na sila, kung hook na sila sa yung product or service, ang goal mo na naman ngayon is make sure that you retain them. 'Di ba? Yung customer mo na ma-retain mo at maging loyal sila sa iyo. Kasi nung una, 'di ba, hindi pa sila part ng ng part ng iyong ng iyong funnel, ng iyong network. So after mo silang ligawan, after mo silang engage, after mo silang i-push na bumili ng product o service mo, ngayon, consumer mo na sila. Ibig sabihin, ang goal mo naman ngayon is maging avid fan sila by making sure that you retain them by providing quality product or service. And of course, ano yung mga metrics ito? Siyempre, yung mga tao ngayon, makikita mo, aside from liking and commenting, magbibigay na ng testimonials, magsasabi sila sa inyo na, you know what, ang sarap ng chicken na binibenta mo because of the chicken that you sell. Meron na akong pambaon araw-araw and pinopromote ko to sa mga kaibigan ko, sa mga office mate ko. So yung overall testimonial or social media sentiment ng iyong mga clients or ng iyong mga potential clients or ng iyong mga consumers, very reflective na sa mga social media engagements nila. Alright, so again, kanina we talked about goals, no? So again, make sure that you tie up kung ano man yung business objective mo, which is dependent kung anong stage or level ka ng iyong business. Make sure that it's tied up with your social media goal. And of course, make sure that you have set up the metrics para ma-measure mo kung effective nga ba yung social media goal mo or hindi. Alright? So guys, if you have any questions, just type in your comments or questions sa ating mga chat boxes sa Zoom and sa Facebook. Alright? Next, so after mo ma-set ang yung goal, siyempre, first, alam mo na yung brand mo, no? Alam mo na identity mo. And then, alam mo na rin yung goal mo. And that's what you have in mind. Now, you should be approaching kung sino na yung audience mo or yung customer mo. Now, know your audience. Now, determine who your buyer personas and audience are so you can target their needs and interests appropriately. Now, to do this, think about the people you're trying to reach and why and how you would classify them as a group. Now, ito, importante itong pag-create ng audience persona, no? Or at least pag-identify kung sino yung target audience mo. Because this will make your life easy in terms of managing your business, in terms of promoting your business, creating your brand, and of course, promoting through social media. Kasi when you create a social media post or an advertisement, or kung ano mang campaign, nakadepende ka na lang din doon sa iyong target audience. So, ayun nga, nakalagay dito, no? If you have a specific audience in mind, you will be able to determine the correct content that will attract the type of followers. And of course, if you have the correct type of followers, you will also be able to identify the correct or the engaging content para maging interesado yung mga followers mo. Later on, we will be, since this is actually our first webinar for this year, we will be giving you a gift, di ba, para at least makapag-create kayo ng engaging content. So please stay tuned, and later on we will be providing more details about the gift that we will be giving you later on. For example, about your audience, no, if your company sells Korean street foods, syempre, yung mga K-drama, mahilig dyan, no? So you might classify your target audience as students or millennials who like to watch K-drama or fans of K-pop groups, di ba? So yan, very specific, no? Ang audience mo, ang product mo pala rather, or ang branding mo is about Korean or Korean street foods. Of course, ang tatargetin mo, hindi mo tatargetin yung lahat, di ba? Ang tatargetin mo, very specific. Ang tatargetin mo, yung mga may interest lang or familiar doon sa product mo. So isipin mo, sino ba yung mga yan? Isipin mo, okay, so most likely, if we talk about the demographics, we talk about ages, sabihin natin mga estudyante yan or mga millennials. Yung mga familiar at mga nanonood pa yan ng Netflix, di ba? Yung mga nanonood ng Crash Landing on You, yung mga nanonood ng Startup. So yan, yung mga mahilig sa K-drama or fans ng K-pop groups, if mga ARMY ba yan, mga fan ba yan ng BTS or Blinks or fan ng Blackpink or ng Twice or ng Momoland or ng EXO, di ba? So kung ito yung tatargetin mo, depende sa iyong product or service. Ayan, so make sure nakilala mo yung audience mo. Okay, next. So after mong ma-identify yung iyong audience, alam mo na kung sino yung babentahan mo, you need to identify kung anong social media platform na tinatawag, di ba? So ibig sabihin, there's no right or wrong answer kung anong gagamitin social media channels mo kasi it's actually dependent kung ano yung need ng target audience mo and kung saan sila nag-spend most of the time. Again, going back to the example kanina, di ba? Ang target audience mo, mga K-drama fanatics, mga millennials. So anong ibig sabihin nito? Nasaan ba yung mga millennials? Nasaan ba yung audience mo na tinatawag? Say for instance, ang mga millennials nasa Facebook and Instagram. So when you choose and when you have established your goals and promoting your brand and you choose your social media platform, so make sure na yung mga kakausapin mong audience ay nandoon na social media platform na sinasabi mo. In this case, in this example, K-drama millennials are actually, or millennials in general, are the major users of Facebook and Instagram. So if you will be creating a page, if you will be promoting your brand or your product or service, you utilize Facebook and Instagram. All right, on the next page, I will be showing you an example of the different social media platforms na meron tayo, no? And kung ano yung sino yung target audience and usually sino yung gumagamit nitong mga social media platforms na to. And yun nga, bear in mind that you should know where your audience is for you to effectively target your audience. So ito, let's start with Pinterest. Social site that's all about discovery. Now, ang sabi nila, ang users ng Pinterest, 80% female, 20% male. So, ano ba yung mga nasa Pinterest? Pinterest usually very graphic-oriented, very image-oriented. So if you would like to, if your customers are female or mostly female, and your product is actually very visual, so make sure to use Pinterest social media page to promote your product. Now, kung ang client mo naman or ang audience mo naman would be mga millennials and mga Gen Zs, you may head over to Twitter. Ayan. So sa Twitter naman kasi, ang problema nga lang sa Twitter, no, this is very noisy. Ibig sabihin, sobrang daming tao, sobrang daming kaganapan na nangyari sa Twitter. So you can also engage to your fans through your Twitter. Now, yun nga lang, bear in mind when you do it on Twitter, make sure na you have tweets na regularly at saka limited lang yung characters na pwede mong i-post sa Twitter. That's only 100, hindi na to updated. It should be 160 characters na, I think. So it's a social microblogging site wherein people share their opinions, their news also about whatever's happening to their lives and to to their surroundings. So yun. If your audience you think is very opinionated, very dynamic, very young, and very vibrant, then you may head over to Twitter. Now, kung ang product mo naman or service, ang iyong mga target audience naman ay medyo mga dual citizen na, mga senior citizen na, mga Filipino citizens and senior citizens combined, or at least medyo mga varying yung target audience mo, and you think nasa Facebook sila, then definitely you should be promoting and posting your social media or your product or service through Facebook. Dahil again, Facebook pa rin is considered the number one in terms of promoting your products and services. Dahil sobrang varied ng mga customers and clients and users ng Facebook. And of course, Facebook has a very dynamic tool for targeting your audience through their paid advertisements na tinatawag. So, sa Facebook din, you can share news, you can share videos, you can share links to articles. So, Facebook is an ideal page for social media marketers na tinatawag. Now, again, kung ang ano mo naman, ang product mo naman is very visual also, similar to the Pinterest, or tapos ang target audience mo medyo mga bata, medyo mahilig sa travel, medyo into luxury, into lifestyle, into fashion, then definitely you can head over to Instagram. Ito naman yung target market natin. Instagram is also very visual. It's mostly pictures and videos. So kung ang goal mo naman is to promote these types of content, of course, you should head over to Instagram. Now, Google Plus, hindi na to masyadong hindi na to updated itong pinapakita ko sa inyo. Google Plus, disregard that. And LinkedIn, of course, if your business caters to mga professionals or yung mga meron ng mga positions in the business or in the companies, then of course, you can head over to LinkedIn wherein you can share your expertise about the product or services you provide. And this is also a great way for you to network to businesses or the professionals as well, para at least alam mo yun, no, yung pinopromote mo very personal or very close to what you are offering in terms of your profession or expertise. So there you have it, guys. Yung itong specific na strategy na to or step strategy na to, you target your audience and make sure you know where to target your audience. Yung previous step natin, who is your audience? Now, the next is where is your target audience? So identify kung nasa ang social media platform sila. So later on, we will also be showing you a few more tips about social media platforms natin. All right? And next, ayan. After you have created or after you have identified your brand, your goals, identifying your audience, who your audience is, and then identify where your audience is, ang next naman natin for your social media strategy is creating an engaging content. Now, please understand that there are different type of contents for different platforms. Ibig sabihin, hindi lahat nagwo-work. Yung specific content mo may not work for one specific platform. Say, for instance, a video may not work for Facebook, but it will work with YouTube, and a picture will work better with Instagram, but not with Facebook, etc. Now, it is a must to have a social engaging content, no, because it helps your brand stand out and it provides viewers with a reason to click the follow button. So make sure na yun nga, after you have identified the previous steps, it's time for you to create an engaging content. Paano magfa-follow yung mga followers mo, paano nila i-click yung like, at paano nila i-make sure that they will be monitoring whatever you post sa iyong social media account. Now this is actually a study based on 11 studies and backed by 6 million messages. No? This is how to write the best social media posts. Ika nga. So make sure na you pay attention, especially if you're on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter. Right? So ito on Facebook, no, based on message type daw, ito medyo nagulat din ako sa study nito because what I know, although this is on all media platforms na tinatawag, the best content pa rin daw, the most engaging content pa rin is video or pictures. But specifically for Facebook daw, according to this study, ang best message type sa Facebook is when you share a link. Di ba? Ibig sabihin, share a link to a website, to a web page, and then people will be reading from that through Facebook. Now, looking back, no, pag nagbabasa nga ako sa aking content, no, usually, brands would just post a link to their videos or a link to their social media articles, especially mga news and organizations. So, yun pa rin daw yung engaging when you provide a link. Kasi ngayon si Facebook, ang kagandaan si Facebook, when you post a link, it will automatically populate a video or a picture, di ba? Para at least meron ka ng visual dun sa yung post. Now, in terms of your caption naman, in terms of your caption or your text portion of your social or Facebook post rather, ang best daw is you have at least 111 characters. So not more than 200. Ibig ayaw ng mga tao masyadong lengthy. But again, once in a while, you can provide also mga lengthy na mga posts. But the ideal for you to capture your audience at maging engaged sila, you should have at least 111. Not too low, which is 40, masyadong mababa na daw yon. That's the minimum actually. And then mid, it's masyado naman daw mataas na yung 119. But the best, according to this study, is 111 text or characters. Yan. Now, hashtags. Ano ba yung hashtags? Diba? Yung mga hashtags, goals, hashtags blessed. Yan. Sa Facebook, hindi po siya masyadong nagpo-promote ng engagement, unlike sa ibang platform. But ako personally, I use hashtag for tagging, for indexing. Kung specific sabihin natin, kasi when you click on hashtags, it shows yung mga specific or yung mga related posts mo, no? So that's actually one way of using hashtag sa Facebook. But in terms of promotional, in terms of engagement, wala na masyadong use ng hashtag. Yan. And then, if you're familiar with emojis, no? Sa Facebook daw, it's best to use at least one emoji na tinatawag. And then, it's okay not to use but at least one, but not more than one. Kasi pag masyado ng nagiging caricature, medyo nagiging comical na yung post mo sa Facebook kapag more than one. Ito yung suggestion niya, no? Based on the studies and based on 6 million messages that were combined and compared and studied. So if you're Facebook, the best message type would be a link. In terms of character count, best would be 111 characters. No more than that, no more than 119 if possible. It's not important to use hashtag for Facebook posts, but for indexing or for tagging or for organizing your content, I suggest you also use hashtag. And of course, use at least one emoji for your social media post. All right? Now, next social media platforms naman i-discuss natin. For Instagram naman, if you are promoting naman for Instagram, of course, the best message type pa rin is photos sa Instagram. Especially that you can promote galleries or series of photos sa Instagram. No? Mas maganda ngayon ang may mga carousel effect na yung Instagram na tinatawag. It's better pa rin daw. Pictures is better pa rin sa videos when you are using Instagram. Now, character count when you provide captions. 241 is the best. It's the ideal pa rin, di ba? Number of character count. Not too long, but definitely it's longer than 111 sa Facebook. So at least to maintain yung 241 character count sa iyong caption. Because you have to remember, kaya siya ganyang karami, aside from your caption, kasama sa character count, yung number of hashtags. Ito naman, ang best number of hashtags, kung kanino sa Facebook, hindi mo kailangan ng hashtags. Sa Instagram naman, kailangan mong hashtags. Ayan, nakalagay dito, ideal or the best number of hashtag to use, 11 hashtags. So, ibig sabihin, ganun karami, no? Feeling blessed, ano ba yung mga nakalagay mo? Throwback Thursday or Flashback Friday, daily quotes, Monday motivations, etc. Why? Because ang mga viewers or fans ng Instagram, most of them are actually following hashtags. Ako personally, I follow hashtags on inspiration, on fitness. Kahit specific hashtag lang yung pwede mong i-follow, you can actually do that, no, na mag display sila sa iyong Instagram stream, Instagram page na fina-follow mo. So, good to have at least 5 as a minimum. It's okay to have 10, but the best number of hashtags to use daw for Instagram would be 11. Now, kanina sa Facebook, no, yung emojis, yung mga emoticons na tinatawag, yung emotional mga graphics na pwedeng natin gamitin, mga smiley or yung mga thumbs up or yung mga cake or kung ano mga emoji yung gagamitin mo. Ideal, it's okay daw to use at least 1 for Instagram. Then better to have 2, but the best number of emojis for Instagram naman would be 3. Again, because it's very visual. Instagram is very visual. So make sure you have at least 3 emojis to use. Alright? Na kung ang client mo naman, ang audience mo naman ay nasa Twitter. Ito naman, ganun din. Ang message type, it's okay to have links. It's okay to have text. Again, ang best pa rin na message type for Twitter is mga pictures pa rin. Now, best character count naman would be 103, although it promotes din naman 160 as a limit, no? 103 plus the number of hashtags. So, ang ideal naman na hashtags mo for your content sa Twitter is at least you have 2 hashtags and then minimum is 1. And then, for emojis naman, similar to Facebook, you can use 1 at least, and it's also okay not to have emoji for Twitter. All right, so there you have it. Creating engaging content for Facebook, for Instagram, and Twitter. All right, next strategy is organized schedule for posting. Now, this answers the questions rather, how often you should post on social media and when you should be posting. Now, ito, how often, kung gaano ka ba kadalas magpo-post dapat. Now, ito, this is the industry suggested. This is the ideal based on best practices, ika nga. But again, meron tayong caveat dito because it depends really on each business, on every business, because you would have your own performance, you would have your own audience, and ako, I suggest to check kung ano man yung mga analytics that you have on your social media pages para makita nyo yung best time to post. But generally, if you don't have that yet, if you're building, if you're a startup, if you're just trying to start your brand, these are the suggestions. How often, kung gaano ka ba kadalas mag-post. For social media page na Facebook, it's 8 to 15 posts per week. So 7 days a week. So divided by 2, so more or less 1 to 2 posts per day. So yun yung minimum mo, 50, no? Technically, you have to think that at least 2 posts per day. 3 is actually medyo annoying na, medyo maingay na for a social media, for a Facebook. And below 7 or below 1 is 1 per day is hindi na optimal. So you have to remember when you create a social media strategy, one part of your goal is to make sure that you are top of mind, na nagpapapansin ka sa iyong mga products or sa iyong mga audience, 'di ba? If you post less and less, ibig sabihin hindi ka na top of mind, hindi ka na naaalala or hindi ka na makikita ng iyong followers sa iyong social media page. Because you have to remember, hindi lang naman ikaw ang naka-post, hindi lang naman ikaw ang may social media pages. So you have to engage, you have to compete pa with other social media pages, with other businesses, along with the relatives and friends and loved ones and family members of your customers, of your audience. So you have to make sure that you post at least 1 social media posting in terms of Facebook, 1 to 2 per per day or 8 to 15 per week if you are on social media. Now, if you're on Instagram naman, ganun din. 5 to 10 per week posts. So ito at least Monday to Friday daw or Tuesday to Saturday, at least 5 daw ang minimum kahit magpahinga ka in between. But make sure that you also, aside from posts, you post, you also share stories naman. Ito naman yung mga video content ng Instagram, no? So aside from pictures and videos on your post, you also have stories na pinopost when you're on Instagram. When you're on Twitter naman, 21 to 70 per week. Dami nito, no? So it could be 3 to 10 tweets per day. So sabihin, if you're on Twitter, dapat meron ka sa umaga, meron ka sa tanghali, or meron ka sa gabi. That's the minimum if you are on Twitter. Or if your audience is really active, if you have that engagement on Twitter already, make sure that you post at least 10 tweets per day. So ganon ka-engaging, ganon ka-noisy ang Twitter, kaya kailangan mong mas magpapansin sa Twitter, di ba? Now, if you're on LinkedIn naman, that's 8 to 15 per week. So that's 1 at least per day or 1 to 2 posts sa LinkedIn per week, per day naman. Kasi ganun din para rin siyang Facebook dahil marami na rin masyadong users, maraming advertisements, maraming paid and organic posts that you need to compete with. Kaya kailangan yung attention mo, kailangan mag-stand out ka sa LinkedIn, also on Facebook. Now, if you're on Pinterest, since we're talking about visual medium, ganun din 35 to 70 per week. Medyo kasing ingay din siya ng Twitter kasi kung mapapansin mo, masyado na rin maraming users ang nasa Pinterest. So you really have to stand out. Now, ano ba to? Snapchat? Snapchat, that's 520 per week then if you are actually on Snapchat. Snapchat is very similar to Instagram because it's also a visual type of social media page. All right? Now, nasagot natin, gaano ka ba kadalas mag-post? Ang next question natin dyan is, when are you posting? When is the best time to post? For Facebook, it's between 1 to 4 p.m. Ibig sabihin ito yung mga tao na nagla-lunch sila or tapos na mag-lunch or usually naka-coffee break. Ito yung mga nagsisiesta, yung mga tao. So, this is the best time for you to post. If you're on Instagram, the best time to post would be between 5 to 6 p.m. Sa gabi naman. And then for Twitter naman, it's 1 to 3 p.m. For LinkedIn, the best time is between 7 to 8:30 in the morning. That's before people go to work or before they start their Zoom meetings because we're still in lockdown and pandemic, or after ng mga meetings or after ng office, which is 5 to 6 p.m. Now, for Pinterest naman, it's between 2 to 4 p.m. and 8 to 11 p.m. Now, again, like I mentioned a while ago, this is the best practice. This is the generic, or this is what works with majority. But it could also change dependent on your business, your type of business, and of course, depending on your clients also. There are analytics or reports where you can refer to sa iyong mga different social media pages para makikita mo doon kung saan mas nag-engage yung mga fans mo. Saan mas nag-engage yung mga followers mo. Is it in the morning? Is it in the evening? Is it during lunchtime? So also check that analytics page for you to identify the behavior of your followers as well. All right. Next, I think this would be the last, no? So after you have identified your goals, identified your audience, where they are, and then you create your content, and then you identified when and how often to post, of course, you have the results now. All you have to do is wait and see if people will be engaging, people will be reaching out, if you will be, if there will be traction sa iyong post, no? Siyempre, at this point, you are just identifying or analyzing kung ano na yung end result ng iyong goals. Now, you have to review and manage your social media metrics. Tulad kanina nang diniscuss natin, no, yung metrics kanina would be a measurement of how effective your goals are. Now, ito lang yung mga sample ng mga social media metrics na tinatawag. When you talk about engagement, this includes clicks, comments, likes, and replies on your social media posts. Now, engagements are actually platform specific. Say for instance, sa Facebook ba, ano ang mga engagement natin? Aside from likes, you have comments and shares. These are actually engagements. Sa ano naman, sa Instagram, yung heart, di ba? Pag pinusuan ka, that's actually a type of engagement. Ganun din sa YouTube, when they click on like or follow or subscribe, that's a type of engagement also. So very platform specific your engagement. Now, your result, again, depending on your goals, you check yung engagement. Are people engaging ba sa iyong posts? Otherwise, kung hindi sila nag-engage, you have to go back again to your goals. You have to rewrite whatever strategy you have. Now, if your goal is reach, ano ba ibig sabihin ng reach? The reach is the number of people who have seen any content associated with your page or profile is your reach. Now, yung reach na to is very specific to Facebook kasi and Instagram. Kasi makikita mo doon sa page nila, no, makikita mo sa analytics kung gaano karami yung tao na nakakita ng content mo. Diba? Ito is specific or very unique to. This is the unique number of people na nakakita ng reach or nakakita ng post mo. It doesn't tell actually if people are actually engaging. Parang napadaan lang sila dun sa post mo na tinatawag. Now, kung ang goal mo is followers mo, this is the number of people you have on your profile who have clicked your follow button and see your content in their feeds regularly. So, kanina yung goal mo, no? Engagement, reach ba, followers. So make sure after you have executed your strategy, are you gaining followers? If not, you really need to go back to your drawing board. Baka meron kang na-miss out na step or baka hindi talaga yun yung goal mo in the first place. Now, you can also discuss about impressions. This is the number of times a post from your profile or page is seen whether or not your audience members click on it. Now, this often happens when someone is scrolling through their newsfeed but not clicking on anything. Yan, kung makikita nyo sa inyong mga analytics, sa inyong mga reports, no, mayroong mga impressions. Kung kanina yung reach, ito yung mga tao na possible na based on their profile, on their behavior, ito yung makakakita ng post mo. Yung impression naman yung napadaan lang yung specific post mo, not necessarily na nakikita nila. So these are just sample of social media metrics that you have for your social media pages. Ayan. Alright, sige. Before I continue, meron tayong question dito, pero sige. Nico, babalikan kita mamaya, and I also would like to ask a few more details about your question. No? Alright, so there you have it, guys. Let me just recap what you have as a social media strategy. Again, before anything else, I would encourage you to build your brand. And then after building your brand, after finalizing who you are and your identity, then you can go through these steps. Set your goals, whether you are starting, whether you are a business na magpipivot lang, or you're maintaining your business, make sure that your goals would be tied up or related sa yung business goal. And after you have identified your goals, you should know also your audience, kung sino ba yung kakausapin mo, kanino ba yung market mo. And of course, identify the social media platform. Ibig sabihin, alamin mo kung nasa Facebook ba yung audience mo, nasa Instagram ba sila, or nasa Twitter ba sila. So make sure you identify your social media platform. And then next, you create an engaging content. So make sure na yung content mo would be targeting kung sino man yung audience mo and sakto siya dun sa social media platform where you're promoting your contents. And after you have, of course, you make sure that you have creating engaging content, you make sure that you organize your schedule for posting, make sure when or how you post or how often you post, dapat alam mo yan. And at the end of your strategy, make sure that you evaluate whether your strategy is working. So make sure you analyze your results. All right. So this is just a recap now of what we have discussed for today. And before we continue, Q&A na ba? Ayan, question and answer na. So guys, if you have questions, valid interactions, please key in or type in your questions and answers. So I'm going back to Nico or si Nix. Hello, Nico. Good morning. Ang question niya is, how can you provide pain point solutions for your audiences on social media? Nico, I'd like to know more. Can you be more specific? I'd like to clarify lang kung ano ibig sabihin mo dun sa iyong question. No? How can you provide pain point solutions for your audience on social media?
Hello, good morning, Sir Aris.
Ayan, good morning.
Regarding ng po dun sa mga parang sa mga existing clients, pag may mga ganun na po, or sa mga new clients na darating.
Mm-hmm. So your question is how you will be able to provide solutions dun sa mga existing? Tama ba yun?
Opo.
Can you give me an example, Nix?
Halimbawa po yung sa yung sa mga pagka nagpo-posting ka once na may nag-avail ng products, yung mga ganun po. Na nakita yung post mo, paano po yung po siya? Paano po yung magiging parang pinpoint solution, yung parang ganun po.
Paano yung strategy? Parang ganun.
Strategy po, yung parang pinaka-best way strategy.
Alright, sige. Maganda yung question mo. Thank you, Nico. Thank you, Nix, for your question. Sige. Alright, thank you. Sige, balik lang tayo dito sa slide ko. Let me just share with you. There is a thing as a customer journey na tinatawag, no? Ano ibig sabihin ng customer journey? Ibig sabihin, lahat daw tayo as clients and customers, we go through a certain stage or certain process for us to be converted from mere followers to super fans or to customers na tinatawag. Diba? So balik tayo dito sa, hold on, let me go to that page for us to better understand. Ayan, ito. Actually, ito yung 4 na stages na yan. No? You build awareness, engagement, conversion, and consumer. So going back to your question, Nico or Nix, ang goal mo doon is when you address specific pain points to your customer. Say for instance, ang social media post mo or ang goal mo for that is to address specific concerns or problems ng iyong customer or consumer. Now that will fall under improving customer retention na tinatawag, 'di ba? Dito. So ang posting mo dito, ang type of post mo that you can provide here is you provide questions, answers specific to your products or services na. Kasi ang tina-target mo naman dito is yung mga customers mo na, yung mga bumibili na or gumagamit na ng iyong customer. So for instance, ang product mo would be soap or organic soap. So ang i-address mo ngayon for your specific social media goal na tinatawag is to address yung mga pain points or yung mga concerns or questions ng mga specific customers mo. Say for instance, ano ba yung mga ingredients ng iyong organic soap? Ano ba yung gagawin for storage ng specific soap? Ano ba ang gagawin kung halimbawa may allergic reaction, etc. So I guess, like I mentioned, yung social media strategy mo would be very dependent on your audience. Say for instance, ang audience mo ba iba-iba, meron ka na mga existing customers, meron ka pang of course you will be attracting new customers para maging yung business mo maging lumago, no? So when you do a social media strategy for your product or service, make sure that you don't only target existing customers, you also target potential customers. So you also provide awareness, not just providing solutions or providing tips or value to your customers or more on retaining customers, ika nga. So I hope I understood your question correctly, and I hope I answered your question correctly, Nico. So guys, if you have any other questions.
Thank you po, sir.
Thanks, Nico. So guys, kung meron pa kayo tanong specific to strategy or to the tips I mentioned, please make sure that you type them sa ating Facebook page or sa ating Zoom. Alright, meron pa ba kayong tanong? Mukhang wala na, mukhang gutom na kayong lahat. Anong oras na ba? Oh, it's actually 11 o'clock. Sige guys, if may question pa ba? Let me check. Ayan, hello Gab. Question, hello, hindi ko po alam kung related to. Bago lang po ako sa online business, kaya medyo konti pa lang po ang knowledge. Ano po ang mga nakikita niyong strategy para maiwasan natin ang mga bogus buyer? Thanks. Oh, strategy for bogus buyers. Tapos, ano siya, no? Ang online business sa bago. Gab, hi Gab, good morning. I'd like to also ask more details about your product. If you could go on unmute or kung gusto mo magpakita ng video, pwede rin. Hello Gab, can you unmute? Go unmute. I'd like to know more about your online business sana para at least specific to your online business. Ayan, cake products. Cake products, Gab. So, cake products, Gab, if I may ask, where do you sell your cake products? Is it through Facebook or Instagram or? Facebook. And I'm assuming the reason why you're asking, na-experience mo na ba yan sa mga group pages? Alright, so ang naiisip ko na Facebook strategy or at least social media strategy for especially when selling products is make sure that you set up muna parang a call to action, unang-una, di ba? Create a call to action sa page mo and how they will be able to reach you. Unang-una, is it through Messenger ba? Through Viber, through text, through WhatsApp? So that's one. After you created that channel, so at least makikita mo na di ba? Makikita mo na yung identity ng kung sino man yung gustong mag-engage sa'yo. And then from there, from that channel, you provide, although this is not related to social media, no, it's more parang additional security na. Make sure that you ask for details, di ba? You ask for name, their contact number, and also you provide a setup or a process for them for you to validate their identity and also make sure that there's a clear and secure payment channel. Diba? Usually, ang magandang gagawin mo dyan is it's either, ako kasi I also sell online, no? What I do naman, just for a tip for you, Gab, is it's for my modes of payment, it's either hindi ako masyadong nagpapa-cash on delivery kasi medyo mahirap 'yon. It's either I do payments via online transfers through BPI or BDO, or you can do GCash. So, yun ang tip ko lang sa'yo. It may not be related to social media strategy, but make sure that there's aside from verifying yung identity ng taong kausap mo, make sure that before you sell or you ship out your product or service, make sure na nagbayad na muna sila. Diba? So you have to bear that in mind kasi you also have to be safe sa mga nagbebenta, no? Kasi mahirap magbenta ng products ngayon, especially sa mga groups, mga nag-engage nang hihingi muna sila ng bayad. Although it's the other way around din, di ba? Doon naman, kung tayo naman yung customers, make sure naman na yung Facebook page natin, very clear and concise, or very transparent din tayo sa mga binibenta natin, very reachable din tayo sa ating mga sa ating mga binibenta, yung mga contact numbers natin, if they have questions or concerns, nakalagay din natin identity doon. Now, if there's no other way for you na kailangan na pwedeng cash on delivery lang, so I suggest you can also promote your products or service through Shopee or Lazada. Kasi at least yun, medyo secure na yun di ba? Meron tayong mga riders na tinatawag doon. Although alam ko medyo mahigpit ngayon si Lazada and Shopee for their merchants. But if to afford yung additional security or level of security for your products and services, you can also do that. But like you mentioned nga, kapag sa Facebook and mga group ka nag-engage, so make sure when you engage with them and when you sell your products or service, if as much as possible, avoid cash on delivery kasi there's no way for you to collect payment, di ba? If cash on delivery, and make sure yun nga nakapag-transfer na sila ng payment before ordering, di ba? Pay as you order. Yan yung policy na magandang gawin natin, especially for food. So I hope I answered your question, Gab. Kahit medyo paikot-ikot ako doon. Hopefully, I answered your question. Thanks, Gab. So, kayo guys, meron pa ba kayong questions about social media strategy? Kung wala na, I'll just invite you guys to head over sa ating YouTube page, sa ating Facebook page, to watch our previous episodes wherein we discussed about branding, about photography, about logos, about design, about social media content. So just head over to our social media pages for you to learn more about what we were talking about today. And today, special to since this is our first ever webinar series for today, we are giving away a social media calendar just for attendees for today. Free social media content calendar for February, or at least for 1 month, no? So this is parang a calendar that will help tayong mga social media users to create content easily. Kasi sa ngayon, mag-iisip ka, ano nga ba ipopost ko for today, for tomorrow, for next week, di ba? So what we will be providing to you as a gift for attending today's webinar session is we will be providing you a social media content calendar para at least madali na kayo mag-refer kung ano ipopost nyo for the next 2 days or for the next week or so. So make sure guys na for the links and how you will be able to get our free. Can you provide this PowerPoint to the attendees? I think yes, we will be able to do that. We will be creating ang tawag dito, a material for you to download. Yeah, so the survey and e-certificates, so make sure that you register, no? And para maka-receive din kayo nitong free gift, social media content calendar for you, and also certificate. So make sure you will be registering. That's https://cut.ly Sulong Negosyo episode 8. Yan. Sabi ni Gail, yay, thanks. So we will be providing that to you. So let me just paste that sa ating chat box. Dali, hanapin ko lang yung ating link para ma-post ko yung... Yan, nawala na yung link. Basta I will be providing that to you later on. So make sure guys that you register for any questions or suggestions that you have for our existing webinar or for our future webinar series. So make sure that you have registered. So let me just type that in, cut.ly Sulong Negosyo episode 8. There you have it. So guys, register and provide us feedback, and we will be giving you e-certificate and also the gift for the content media calendar for 1 week. So for 1 month rather, all right? So if you have any more questions, if you no longer have questions, guys, especially on Zoom, guys, can you show your faces? Ilan na ba tayo dito? Ayan. Please show your faces para sa ating class picture. Hello, Maria Isabel. Hello, Jared. Hello, Nico. Hello, Patricia. Hello, Gail. Hello, Joy. Ayan. So, let me just take a screenshot. Ayan. So, unfortunately, kayo mga nasa Facebook page, hindi kayo makakasama. So, sa ating class picture, kami lang mga nasa Zoom. Alright? So let me take the picture. And si Gab, si Joy, please show your faces. Si Joy. Nasa si Joy? Gab? Ay magpakita ni Gab. Alright. Let me take a photo. 1. Hold on. 1, 2, and 3. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for showing your faces. All right. And let me resume sharing my screen. Ayan. So, just a few more announcements before we end our webinar series for today. If you're not yet on GCash, so make sure that you enroll and become a GCash merchant. So get your own GCash merchant account at no cost while enjoying exclusive deals. Mag-GCash ka na. So email sales@boostmnl.com for details. And for our Bellhop application, the mobile app for property managers and tenants and service providers, if you would like to be part of our testing or beta group, and this is for free, please join us. Email support@boostmnl.com for details. Get exclusive free access to Bellhop for the entire duration of the pilot program and become an innovator, because your feedback will impact the evolution of the system and its usage. And of course, you will be receiving real-time and exclusive deals from accredited service providers. And also, the app is for you to hyper-target your customers with exclusive deals and promos and get exclusive Bellhop deals after the program. Right? If you are interested to be part of our testing or beta group, if you are a tenant, or if you're a property manager, if you're a service provider, please be a part of our testing group that's supported at boostmnl.com for details. All right, and for our upcoming episode, that would be on February 5. It's about videos, video engaging or video editing. Shoot ko to, episode 9, create engaging videos to stand out this 2021. We will be providing a resource speaker for that. Makakapag-share sa inyo ng tips on how to create engaging videos for 2021. All right? And don't forget to follow our social media pages. For our Facebook group, if you're not part of our Facebook group yet, that's Sulong Negosyo PH. And then to follow us on our company's Instagram and Facebook account, that's Boost MNL Tech. And then to show to follow or subscribe to our videos, go to our YouTube page, that's Boost MNL. And if you have LinkedIn pages, we are also on LinkedIn to get some tips and information on professional networking, on businesses, etc. Follow us via LinkedIn at Boost MNL also. All right, so there you have it, guys. Maraming salamat sa inyo, mga kapartners. Thank you for being with us today on our first ever webinar series for 2021. So kailangan mataas ang energy natin para maganda ang pasok ng taon para sa atin. So muli, maraming salamat sa inyo, mga kapartners. Dahil dito sa Sulong Negosyo, ikaw ang bida. So this is your host, Aris, on behalf of Anton and Jared from Boost MNL. Thank you very much and good morning, and please enjoy your lunch and happy weekend. Maraming pong salamat.